job is always put food on our table, and the kids will get over it.
And what about loving me?
Oh, Homer, come here.
What?
Come here.
Oh.
You are so beautiful to me. You are so beautiful.
Oh.
You are so beautiful to me. So beautiful. You are so beautiful. You're everything that I hope for. So beautiful. To me. You are so beautiful to me. You're everything that I hope for. You are so beautiful. You're everything that I hope for. You are so beautiful. Beautiful to me. You are so beautiful.
I'm everything you need.
You are so beautiful.
Dear God, give a ball game.
Well, back to the forecast support club.
La 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 la.
Well, back to the forecast support in. No, 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 no. Well, back to the forecast support club.
La 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 la.
Well, back to the forecast in. No, 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 no. You are so beautiful.
La 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 la.
You're everything that I hope for.
La 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 la.
So beautiful. To me. You are so beautiful to me. You're everything that I hope for. You are so beautiful. You're everything that I hope for. You are so beautiful. Beautiful to me. You are so beautiful. You're everything.
Dear God, give a ball game.
You are so beautiful. You are so beautiful. Well, back to the forecast support club.
La 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 la.
Well, back to the forecast in. No, 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 no. Well, back to the forecast support club.
La 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 la.
Well, back to the forecast in. No, 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 no.
Once you stop this car, I'm stuck in that dead-end job again. La 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 la. My wife and kids stood by me, and then I'll never let you go.
Let the bouncing begin!
Oh. There we go. Chat, can I be honest with you? Holy crap. Randomly, while I was eating, my stomach decided to just start exploding. And I'm not quite sure what to do about that. I have a feeling I know what it is, and if it is what I think it is, I am gonna suffer tonight, but probably be okay tomorrow morning. Oh, goodness. Holy crap. But, go see a doctor? Oh no, the doctor's just gonna tell me to lay down and die in peace. There's not much you can do about if it's what I think it is. Is my stomach pulling from what it did yesterday? No. Here, I'll just, Oh, I forgot, I also have this. Here. Excuse me. I asked, Dax to do a small edit to the model, the PNG model. Eventually, when I get a live 2D, She's gonna have no mask on as like a toggle. It'll just be the face. Sorry. Holy cow. So that is something that is going to happen eventually. Why is she not talking? That's why. There. Is it better? Is it fixed? Maybe? Is Fugi Tech broken? No. Why are you not moving? Oh, she's broken now. She's supposed to be moving! Alright, hold on. Did that fit? No, it didn't. Okay. You know what? I give up. I give up. Maybe if I leave Discord. Will that fix it? No. Why are you not moving? I'm not gonna fix it. There's not much to there's not much I would prefer to do. Oh well. Anyway, if you are a so oh ow, oh jeez. What did I eat? Could Shadow Occo be messing with it? It's a possibility. Oh man. It's gotta be an appendix? Oh no. The appendix would be in a certain spot. It is not the appendix. I have felt this pain before. I'm pretty sure I know what it is. Anyway. Tonight, you might, by the way, if you're here, it is because you remember. Originally, I had set the stream to be... let's remove that from that playlist. I had originally planned for this just to be a tier 2 member thing, because that's what the tier 2 member thing was originally for. But... okay, I'm just gonna turn you off, because you're not moving. There we go. Oh, wait. Is that what fix it? No. Okay. That's just broken. Please, what? Please get, I don't know what that is. But anyway. Give me a moment, chat. I apologize. I promise you, like, I wish I could control it, but my stomach is just, like, upset with me right now. Don't know why. Here, I need to open up notifications. Anti-acid. Oh, I wish I had that. Anyway, what was I saying? So, I can't remember. Anyway, we're gonna be reading some Bible stories tonight. I wish I was able to like do more preparation than I got to. I'll be here as long as possible. Awesome, I appreciate it. I have a couple stories that I am planning to read, but my apologies. It's probably just gonna be a lot of yapping as well. Excuse me. Oh, I remember now. So originally this was just going to be like the tier 2 thing. However, when I set up the stream, I don't think I correctly chose tier 2. And it's just, it's just like, it's whatever. So, instead of trying to figure out and fix it, I'm just like, you know what, we're just gonna... It says the Bible. What? Did I do the thing wrong? Hold on, is the thumbnail wrong? That would be funny. No, it's not wrong. I think you guys are lying to me. Better check the roll. Make sure that's okay. That's a good one. Okay. Fair enough. But anyway, I wanted to do this because a lot of people really liked the fact that I had read the Bible and or just like was really heavily big into Christian. I mean, I still am, you know. I consider myself a Christian, just not like practicing in any official capacity. I don't go to go to a church every single week. I mean, I pray all the time, constantly. You know what's funny is when I'm not talking or thinking about specific things, I am constantly praying and just meditating. And so when I'm at work, I try to constantly pray to God. And you might think that that's weird because, like, you know, if you are taught to as a Christian, you often think that prayer is like something you either do on your knees or you cross your arms. It's just like, no, I believe that, like, your relationship with God is, I believe your relationship with God is what you would like it to be. I don't believe that you can only just pray in certain situations. I believe you should be able to pray all the time and say hello. I also don't believe in pre-recited prayers. I believe that you should just be gone from the heart. Not trying to memorize specific verses of things to pray to God. Because, I don't think he wants to hear that. By the way, if I'm preaching a little bit, I apologize, but you came for a scripture stream, there's gonna be just a little bit of that. Just a tiny bit, okay? But... So, I pray all the time. As often as I can. I typically just pray to God about a lot of different things. Pray to him about the things I wanted to cover. I pray about my audience all the time as well. You know, my mom does that with her people that she works with. And so I do that. Prayers originally understood was akin to meditation. I agree. I lead with the Lord's Prayer and specifics, sometimes the sinner's prayer. See, like, and I wish more people did that. Like, I mean, if you want to do the Lord's Prayer or whatever, you know, it's fine. I don't know that might hurt because, you know, when you're raised Mormons are raised on a couple of different things. By the way, I might also read from the Book of Mormon tonight if you guys really want me to. Oh, that's funny. If you look up the Book of Mormon, the first thing that comes up is the play. That's really funny. There's some Book of Mormon stories that I really liked, but I'll only read that if you guys really want me to. Only if you really want me to. Oh, fuck. Apologies. Everything in the church is good, but what did you dislike most in church? Holy cow. I'd have to think about that one. You know, because when you're a churchgoer, you're not really focusing on what's bad, or you don't really want to remember what's bad about church. At least for me. I try to remember the experiences that you were trying to build while at church. And I know for some people that's a difficult thing. So, you know, I don't judge people if all they remember is the rough times. But I typically just try to remember all the good times. You know, it's kind of funny. In church, they don't really have the priest or the bishop speak. You know, he can get up and speak, but they typically just have the congregation come up and talk. Which is funny. I remember a couple times they would ask me, can you do this? And I'm like, no. but you're not supposed to say no, so they would always get like confused when they're like, "Can you talk about faith?" And I'm like, "No." Obviously, I was joking, but like, I don't think there was ever a time when they asked me and I didn't. Well, there might have been. I can't remember. Anyway, I don't know. I can't remember. I don't know. Oh, actually, you know what? There was one thing, and I do believe this is kind of in all churches, not just the Mormon church, but like, there's a lot of elitism with a lot of different members that I remembered. And I don't think it was always intentional, and I'm not gonna specify like where I felt it. Just I don't want to disparage anybody, but it just felt like a lot of the time there was elitism from members of the church. They liked to they liked to act just because they knew the bishop or the leader of the area or one of the people that was, you know, helping to run the church. Would replacing bishop and priest with AI be correct? What? What? But it's just like, if you were part of certain groups of people, there was a lot of there's a lot of elitism that I felt. And again, it wasn't in every single place, because I think that it really just depends on the people and where you go. There's definitely worse in some places more than others. Sorry. I would be way more talkative tonight. I deeply apologize. My stomach is just killing me right now. And I'm here because there's really not much, like, some people, like, when I said I was feeling not so good, they're like, oh, don't do the stream. I'm like, I'm gonna do the stream, alright? Reason number one, I got nothing else to do tonight, and this isn't something that I can solve by sitting on the shitter for the rest of the night, alright? Reason number two, if I just lay down right now, I'm still gonna be in a lot of pain. So, in fact, I think I'm in more, when I have this kind of pain, I think it's worse when I lay down. Until it moves on to the next stage, so... If you got a rain check, no, like, literally, there is nothing I can do right now for this pain. I just gotta wait it out. So I am here with you guys, and as long as you're fine with me being a little slow, it's awesome. Poop stream, absolutely not. I'm pretty sure that's illegal. You're not supposed to show yourself, excreting yourself on camera. I'm pretty sure that will get you removed from YouTube. I'm pretty sure that's also indecent. Reminds me of a funny story. When I used to work security in San Diego, I remember when I was doing security for an area. This is a dev stream. Oh gosh. Does Dev talk about taking off his pants and going to the bathroom all the time? I'm not gonna speak. I really want to speak ill of the guy, because even though even though I dislike how he's been acting lately, I heard he's been going through some shit, so I really don't want to speak ill of a guy that's like, oh shit, there's my mic. Don't fall now. I don't want to speak ill of a guy that just like is going through it, you know. And I would ask the chat, because again, we're here to invite the word of the Lord, and it's kind of hard to do that. Is a Christian chat no poop? Exactly. All I had to really say, if I decided to not stream, there really wouldn't be much difference for me. So I'll be honest, the best option is for me to be here with you guys. I never read the Bible, read the Talmud, Torah, and the Quran. Well, that's fine. I've read all of them. Not all the way, but I've read the Bible all the way once. I read the Bhagavad Gita. I read parts of the Bhagavad Gita, which is the Indian holy scripture. And then I read parts of the Quran, which is the Muslim Holy Scripture. So I've read multiple different faiths, creeds. We don't poop in the house of the Lord. Oh, no. You can go to the bathroom. Like, there's bathrooms set aside, but, like, you don't make a big deal out of it. Oh, goodness. Anyway. Oh, shoot. The hell? Sorry, I recently, like, had to reset my meta quest, which thankfully doesn't really do much to my VR chat. But I had to reset it because my personal Facebook is gone now. I deleted it. And I forgot that you kind of need that to log into the meta quest. I didn't think about that. I should have, like, logged out of everything in Facebook that was important to me. So I had to, like, factory reset my meta quest, which doesn't really mean a whole lot when all you do is log into your quest, and then you go straight to Steam link. It's kind of like when you download, it's kind of like when you're on a computer for the first time, and you have Microsoft Edge. And Microsoft Edge is the default browser that they give you. And you use it to download Chrome, or Brave, or Opera in my case. So... Oh, excuse me. So... I really didn't lose a whole lot by resetting it and having to remake. I did make a new Facebook account, but it is purely just so that I can use the fucking quest. Like, and it's just a throwaway account, thankfully. But, like, I'm very peeved off that I had to do that. You know? So, it's just one of those things that are just mind-boggling to me. Anyway, I'm talking about... You guys are talking about God, I'm not. Let me go through some of your chats, by the way. And again, I if you're here tonight during the original release of this stream, I deeply appreciate it. If you're watching this at some point in the future, you can become a member for as low as $1. I'm trying to get 3,000 $1 memberships. If I can reach that, I can go full-time comfortably, in my personal opinion. So, if that is something you're interested in, thank you. So, this stream is a thank you to those people. Those people have also asked me to read the Bible. So that's what we're going to do today. You can make a meta account. Well, the meta account is like a Facebook account. That's the problem. Is like they're all fucking tied together, and I just hate that. I hate that you need to make a Facebook account in order to use the quest. And I hate it just because, like, that's, like, in my personal opinion, having to make an account like that is how they keep Facebook with numbers. It's how they get a lot of numbers still. They're just like, hey, look at all these people that have Facebook, and literally all they do is they just use the quest. Anyway, let me read your texts. The Old Testament contains wisdom even if the law and the Old Covenant are no longer valid. Yes, unless you're a Jew. If you are a Jew, you still believe in all of the old books of the Old Testament being law. So, if you're a Christian, you might not know how this works. I know there's probably like one Jew out there. I know I have one viewer that is a Jew. Confirmed, they've told me. But if you are not sure how this works, the way that the Bible works is the Old Testament, from Genesis all the way through. Hold on a moment. I got my Bible from that contains the Book of Mormon in it too, but the Bible from Genesis to Malachi is really where it stops in Judaism. That's really all they consider to be part of the Bible. Or I mean, like the Torah, the first 5 books of the Old Testament is like the Torah, and I believe they're supposed to like memorize that or parts of it. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But those old books in the Old Testament is really all they care about. The New Testament, basically, the way it works is, if you're a Jew, you really only care about the Old Testament. If you're a Christian, you care about the Old Testament and the New Testament. And then if you're wildly out there and you believe in Christianity, there might be some other stuff that you believe in as well that just kind of goes along with it. The Torah equals the first 5 books attested to Moses, and then the Tanakh equals the prophets. Yes, so there's a lot of prophets in this, and we're gonna, again, I have a couple of favorite stories. Oh my gosh, I haven't opened this thing in like 2 or 3 years. There's my Mormon patriarchal blessing. Holy crap. Maybe I'll explain what that is one day. I'm not gonna explain it tonight. There's a lot of bullshit that goes through that. But yeah, the first 5 books are the law that the Jews memorize. Now, I should look this up. I should look this up here, chat. How many laws are in the Torah? Okay. Holy cow. Okay, so chat. There are 613 laws or commandments from the Old Testament. I believe they are all in the Torah. Could be wrong. But that's how many that they have to obey. That is like a lot. Is quite a, like, oh my gosh, there is a list of all of them on Wikipedia. Holy cow. There is an entire list of them. Chat, I don't know if we want to go through all of them. We can go through some of them here. Let me and some of them might lead to good Bible stories here. Deuteronomy and Leviticus. Occo, hello. I should fetch my Bible? Yes, fetch your Bible. I am going to be using the King James Bible, but just because that's what I have on me. But fetch your Bible. Anyway, let's pass. So this is... Here, let's see if there is... There's 2 of these lists. I think one is canonical order, and one is typically presented. So this is the presented order here. Oh my gosh. Chat. Imagine being a little Ben Shapiro and having to memorize all of this. Did you just learn about the 600 laws? No, I knew that they existed. I just forgot the number. I knew that they all existed. Ow, fuck. Now a different part of my body's hurting. I hate being an adult. I'm only in my 20s and everything's falling apart. But holy crap, this is a lot of luck here. Can I, like, we're gonna zoom in a little bit. Way too many. Do you think you'd be able to memorize all of these, chat? Do you think? I don't think I could. Like, here's the thing. When you're Mormon, you're taught that the 10 Commandments are very important. But then you're also taught in the New Testament that Jesus, like, brought two very important commandments. They kind of just cover everything. Alright? Commandment number 1 is to love God. Commandment number 2 is to love your brother. Guess what? If you love God, you're not going to take his name in vain. And if you love your brother, you're not going to steal, cheat, or kill him. So, you know, I follow those two. Those two just those two. Like, and maybe you can call me lazy if you want, but like, just following those two is pretty good for me, because loving God and loving your neighbor encompasses pretty much everything in the world. You know? Pretty much everything. Sorry, I'm putting some pepper on these udon noodles, which is probably a crime against Japanese people, but I don't care. Those two first commandments are already in the first 10 commandments. Jesus said that those are most important. Okay, let me pull them up, because I want to make sure oh my gosh, the first result is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. How funny is that? Here. So that is the first 10 commandments. I guess we could consider this scripture study here. Number 1, no gods before me. So, no gods. Number 2, no graven images. Pretty much the same as the first one. Number 3, don't take the Lord of the name in vain. By the way, chat, that's why you never hear me say, oh my god. Saying it in context there is fine, in my personal opinion. But, like, I never just say OMG. And that, like, literally, ingrained in my head ever since I was, like, 10, is this. So, like, that's why I just don't do it. And I don't care if other people do it. Like, it's just one of the... I'm not gonna be, like, a moral fiend over it, but, like... That's why you never see me say it. Number 4 is remember the Sabbath day. Number 5 is honor thy father and thy mother. So those first 4 laws pretty much have to do only with God. Number 6, don't kill. Number 7, don't commit adultery. Number 8, don't steal. Number 9, don't lie. And number 10, don't covet. So, like, the first 4 laws have to do with God. And then the next 6 laws have to do with everybody else. So, another issue is invoking God's name to bless and curse others. Yeah, no, it's just like, I don't do that. I can say, I say, oh my gosh a lot, because, you know, that's what I grew up learning. I say, great goddess on a cracker, which is something my mom taught me. But no, I just don't say OMG. At least not in the traditional sense. But yeah, I follow those 2 commandments. Love God, love your neighbor. I know it may not seem like a lot, or that I do that a lot, because I run a drama podcast, but I do love God, and I do love my fellow man. I think sometimes I just get, like, really upset when I see my fellow man being complete fucking morons. You can love the person, but not what they do. That's my code for it. Anyway. Does gooning to hentai count as adultery? Hold on. I want to make sure I say this right. Adultery is literally just cheating. Okay? Alright, we talk about how we hate NTR. Adultery is just cheating. So if you're single, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You may you could possibly make a case that, like, worshipping hentai could be a graven image of God. Maybe. Where's my nun outfit? Sorry. Let me take the jacket off here. I can take off the glasses too if you... Oh, I feel... That... I don't like that. I can't see. Oh my gosh. There we go. If you look at a woman with lust, you've committed adultery in your heart. Yes, he did say that. The way I interpret it, though, is like you need to be with somebody in order for that to really work. And in my personal opinion, and again, this is like one of those things where I'm not a preacher. I used to be a missionary, but I'm not anymore. Plus, I'm my own person. This is adultery according to me. Like, when it comes to adultery, you kind of need to have the standard of being committed to somebody. Now, in my personal opinion, if you're a single man or woman and you gotta like take care of yourself, obviously God wants you to be with somebody. It's why we're all filled with that desire. Like, if you believe in God and you believe that in that kind of desire, I believe that God gives us that desire. But I need a nun outfit. I'm getting the clown outfit first. Okay. By the way, that's the chair. My chair needs to be oiled. Oh. I have my axolotl neck pillow now. Battle nun. I think battle nuns are sexy. But do you want to talk about committing adultery in your heart? I'm sorry, that was bad. That was bad. Battle nuns are hot. Battle nuns look cool. Just like oh, what was it? Chrono Crusade? Yes, it was. Oh, Chrono Crusade's great, man. Like, what was her name? What was the name of the girl? Oh. What was her name? Oh, I can't remember. But like, there's the main chick. Rosette. Oh yes, Rosette. Now you want to talk about waifus? Rosette was definitely a waifu. Now, I feel like this is on point because we're talking about the scriptures, and she technically did defeat against evil demons. I liked now if you want to talk about cool battle nuns, yes, she was a good one. She was one of the good ones. She was one of the good ones. She was one of the good ones. I don't know. I liked Chrono Crusade. That was a good one. Niqabs. My favorite nun is Bridget from Guilty Gear. Oh, I'm not gonna get into Bridget. That is a can of worms that I don't want to touch. So we're not going to. But I do believe that nuns' habits, I don't know what it is. I imagine that it's like, and I'm not trying to be offensive here. I'm legitimately like inferring just like my thought process. You know, when I look at Muslim women of faith, and most of them cover themselves up, and I know why they do it. It's because they believe that they need to reserve themselves for their husbands. And I do, even though I disagree, like, with all of that, I still think that's kind of cool. That a woman wants to reserve her whole self for one guy. But I understand why, you know, head covering can be seen as a hot thing to some people. I don't know. I don't know, I get it. I don't know. This is quite the tangent. We're talking about adultery here, okay? That's kind of funny. But no, my personal opinion when it comes to adultery is, like, when you're alone without a person, I personally believe that it's between you and God. You know, I've had a lot of thoughts about masturbation. I've had a lot of thoughts about that, and just like, you know, what does God think about it? I've always leaned on, first I leaned on the church. And obviously, you know, in any church they're going to say that pornography is bad, hentai is evil. But it's my personal opinion that it's not between me and you. It's between you and God. I do believe that it's one of those... yeah, there really isn't much more I can say other than just, you know, that is between you and God. Your personal salvation is not between me and you. I hope I'm not NTRing God. You can't cheat on God. That's not possible. But no, I believe that that's just one of those things where it's between you and God, broski. And I think that, what was it? Yeah, I think it was yesterday that I talked about this, but no one size for anything fits for everybody, you know? Even when it comes to a lot of church aspects, I believe that there are some things that are pretty straightforward. Like, I believe, again, 2 basic commandments: loving God, then loving your neighbor. But there's a lot of nuanced stuff that churches like to throw in there where it's just like, I don't feel like it fits, you know? There's this one thing that my mother always struggled with when it came to the Mormon church. They have this thing called the Word of Wisdom. You know what? You know what, chat? Well, I want you guys to see, I want you guys to see how crazy the Word of Wisdom is. It might not be that crazy to some people, but some people are gonna find the Word of Wisdom really crazy here. But like, my belief is, when you are loving God and loving your neighbors, and by the way, your neighbor does count as yourself. So if you don't love yourself, there's some things you have to solve. But if you're doing those things, then really it becomes a broad list of rules to a short list of between you and God. So I'm the opposite. I have never leaned on any church for any of my beliefs, especially back when I was Catholic. I used the church more as a baseline for what I felt towards certain issues. That's kind of what I am now, except I just don't use a church for it. Because, like, now, I used to think that, you know, obviously I was like, oh, Mormonism is the final boss of churches. This stupid way of saying it. But I used to think that was the end-all be-all. And then when I had my religious thoughts kind of, like, shattered a year or so ago, I kind of had to rethink what was important to me. So I don't really use a church as a baseline myself. And if other people do it, you know, I don't care. It's between you and God. Again, it's between you and God. I know Mrs. Judgmental here, the one that like gets rags on VTubers. It's between you and God, but no, really. There's a lot when it comes to your personal salvation. I just think it's between you and God. if you want to use another church as a baseline for what you believe in, if it keeps you as a good person, I really don't care. That's something that was really important to me too. Like, sometimes when I was a missionary, people would ask me, oh, your church isn't real or true. And I would be like, well, you know, if I get to the end of my life and I find out that something isn't real or true, I will say that it doesn't matter, because if it made me a good person, I'd say it was worth it. You know? I meant that as like, I used the church's idea of issue and further deliberated it on to find my position. No, that's totally, I get it. I get it, I get it. I get it, I get it, I get it. Now, let's go through the word of wisdom. This will be a fun one for you guys. A lot of you guys are going to read this and be like, what? You can't do what? So, we'll go through this here, and you guys can be Pikachu faced. Do I though what? Anyway, this was revealed to Joseph Smith, February 27th, 1833, and is recorded as Section 89 in the Doctrine of Covenants. The Doctrine of Covenants, by the way, is like the modern Bible for the church. You really other know what good, like, if you're Mormon, don't get mad at me. That's like the best way to explain it. It was basically just a collection of revelations that they believe that Joseph Smith and multiple other people got from God while they were establishing the Mormon church. And this was one of them. Is it? Oh, this is not the entire thing. This is just talking about it. Oh, okay. Can I, like, go to chapter 89? Then? I want to read the entire thing. There we go. So, a word of wisdom for the benefit of the council of the high priests assembled in Kirtland and the church, and also the saints in Zion. So this basically first thing saying, this is for the entire church. To be sent greeting, not by commandment or constraint, by revelation and word of wisdom, showing forth the order and will of God in temporal salvation in all the saints of the last days. Given for principle with a promise adapted to the capacity of the weak and the weakest of all saints who can be called saints. Behold, verily thus saith the Lord unto you, in consequence of evils and designs which do and will exist in the hearts of conspiring men in the last days, I have warned you and forewarned you by giving you unto you this word of wisdom by revelation. That insomuch as a man drinketh wine or strong drink among you, behold, it is not good, neither meat in the sight of your Father, only in assembling yourselves together to offer up your sacraments before him. So they're saying basically no alcohol, period. That includes all forms of alcohol. I know that there's alcohol that you take for medicine. I think that's fine. But this entire thing right here will catch a lot of people. This does catch a lot of people off guard when you're trying to teach them. No alcohol, period. At all. And it continues saying, behold, this should be wine, pure wine of the grape, basically grape juice. And again, strong drinks are not for the belly, but for the washing of your bodies. Again, alcohol is not for the body. Tobacco is not for the body, neither for the belly, and is not good for the man, but is an herb for bruises and sick cattle to be used with judgment and skill. So no tobacco, no smoking whatsoever. And again, hot drinks are not for the belly or body. Now, this is one that a lot of people, like... This is one that a lot of people debate what it actually means. Because, like, if you think hot drinks today, chat, you might think coffee, or hot chocolate, apple cider, maybe even soup. Like, you know, I'm gonna Google this right now. What is a hot drink? Common hot drinks. Hot chocolate, that's the number one. Irish coffee, ginger tea, I guess tea would count. mulled wine, chai tea. Yeah, so like anything that a lot of people are probably going to be like, are you telling me that chocolate milk or like fucking hot chocolate is haram in the sight of the Lord? And in my personal opinion, I think way too many people just misconstrued what that is was trying to say. I think again it was referring to alcohol. There is a point to a lot of this, by the way, that the point, there is a point that they will make for this that I will reaffirm to you when I'm done here. I say unto you, all wholesome herbs God ordained for the constitution, nature, and use of man, so eat all the plants of the field. Every herb in every season thereof, and every fruit in the season thereof, are to be used with prudence and thanksgiving. The flesh of the beasts and the fowls of the air I give the Lord have ordained for the use of man with thanksgiving. Nevertheless, they are to be used sparingly. This is another one that people get really pissed off at. So God is saying that you can eat all meats sparingly. Sparingly. This is one that a lot of Mormons joked about not following. Like, chat, if I told you could not eat steak every single day of the week, you would well, not steak, okay, well, let's just go simple. No chicken every single day, or I think what they're trying to go for is like, you're not supposed to eat it all the time. But the problem is, like, what is sparingly? Like, I know what it means, but like, what does the internet think it means? In restricted or infrequent manner, or in small quantities. So basically, if you want to eat that chicken, you gotta eat only a little bit every single day. So, it's very rough for some people. Mormons go for intel work? What do you mean? Tobacco in Shia Islam is makruh, is disrespectful. I mean, that makes sense because, you know, smoke, and just tobacco in general, is not really the most appealing thing. I mean, like, if people do it, I don't care, but it's not really an appealing thing. And if I get a partner, and I know this is going to shut off a lot of people, but if anybody wants to be a partner with me one day, no smoking whatsoever. At all. Smoking will not be allowed. If that cuts me off to a lot of people, oh well. But I just can't do it. Sorry, I can't let another Daddy Jim into the house. I'd go to hell? Nah, it's not like that. No chicken nuggies? No, by sparingly, I think they just mean don't eat it with every meal. Even though I had a turkey sandwich every single day for lunch when I was a kid. I ate eggs and bacon for breakfast. And then typically had steak or pot roast for dinner. You saying I have a chance? I'm just saying that, like, when I actually do decide to go for a partner, absolutely no smoking. I'm not trying to, like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just saying right now I'm not open. But when I am open, I'm gonna say this. I'm probably not gonna try and meet somebody online. If I do, that's like a less than 10% chance. You're saying I can't have my dino nuggies like a grown adult every day? That is what I would probably infer from this, yes. Especially from the next thing here. It's pleasing unto me that they should not be used only in times of winter or of cold or famine. A lot of people, again, will get hung up on that. All grain is ordained for the use of man and beast, to be the staff of life, not only for man, for the beasts of the field and the fowls of the heaven. Wild animals. So eat grain. Eat grain. You know, eat bread. Except for me. When we get into the Songs of Solomon, we'll do that tonight. Definitely. I'll be going for 2 to 4 hours here, chat. It depends on how I'm feeling at the end of the second hour. We're almost done with this one, though. All grain is good for the food of man, and also the fruit of the vine, which yieldeth fruit, whether in the ground or above. Nevertheless, wheat for the man, corn for the ox, oats for the horse, rye for the fowls, and for the swine. A lot of this is just like... doesn't matter, in my personal opinion. But anyway. Sorry, I'm sitting up here. All of this. And nowadays, you know, if you're a Mormon, they really don't, like, harp on you for the meat anymore. They will still say, don't drink coffee. Some of them will say, don't drink caffeine, which is absolutely stupid, in my personal opinion. Absolutely stupid. But... Yes, thank you for the 5. Lord's name in vain and understood wrong today. I put something in stream suggestions. It's saying... It's less saying it and more... could related? What? Alright, I'll take a look. You are giving me a broken link. It does not open up to anything. Sorry. Autocorrect after me. Fine. Anyway, all that to really say, chat, the only things that people harp on today is don't get addicted to shit. That was, like, the main purpose of this word of wisdom. At least that's how I kind of understood it, is don't get addicted to shit. If you could get addicted to shit, you shouldn't do it. Basically stay away from addictive substances. So, like, when you're a kid, when you're in primary school, in the church, that would include drugs. It's kind of a no-brainer. I eventually think they decided to also include weed, which, you know, I don't care about that. Neither does my mother. Obviously alcohol. And again, I don't know why they include coffee. Like, when it comes to coffee, I just don't, like... Again, the entire premise of the Word of Wisdom was to be a don't get addicted to shit thing. Oh, that relieves some pressure in my body. Oh. Anyway. That's the entire thing was just don't get addicted to substances. Okay? So, like, obviously there's some real no-nos. You take drugs, you're gonna get hurt. You drink a lot of alcohol, you're probably gonna get hurt. Because we know what happens if you do both of those. But, like, I never really saw it as a, I never really saw it as a, you cannot do this, or you are not allowed to do this. Because really just isn't that. It's just don't get addicted to shit. Addiction equals idolatry. Yeah, it does. Fuck. It does. In a way, yeah. I agree with you. Oh. Sorry. It was that Times Health Guide, yes. For the Mormons, yes. That's kind of exactly what they called it. What the hell? Oh my gosh. Discord is like being very retarded. I'm sorry, but it just is. Weed is the devil's lettuce, man. That's just a silly joke. Anyway, that was the word of wisdom. The word of wisdom was one of those things where I just feel like a lot of people's like, yeah, it kind of exists. But, you know. This Discord, what do you expect? I expect it not to fall apart while I'm streaming. You know, a lot of communities of certain others will look away if you're prone to the habit of stimulants, because you can still proceed in career and responsibility, still considered disrespectful, but not evil. Oh yeah, there's a lot of there's a lot of little things that don't make sense to me, like bacon when it comes to Jews. Like, I understand that in the Bible it says that pigs are unclean. I think the Muslims also follow that as well, because fun fact, if you didn't know this, but like, what the hell was that? Muslims started during, like, they were, oh, what was, you know, I need to bring up the, let me bring up, this is a good thing to actually read. I believe it is in Genesis. I was raised one. I'm trying to remember the specific chapter that I want to the Abraham chapter. This is the one thing about the Mormon church that I kind of liked, is they always told you what was going on in the books that you were reading. And I don't really want to bring up the book, their site, but they do give you really good explanations for things. Dietary laws were removed in the New Testament with the exception of consuming blood. Yeah, you probably shouldn't drink blood. My personal opinion. Let me find this chapter, because this specific chapter is what gives birth, basically, to the Jews and Muslims, basically. The Schofield Bible is what politicians read? Interesting. Blue rare steaks are good? How many words are blacklisted? Or what do you mean? Are you oh, all swear words on YouTube. I've put a blanket ban on swear words because YouTube doesn't like them. Excuse me. Let me look it up. Okay. Where? Genesis 25. There it is. Okay. I found it. I found it. Awesome. Awesome sauce. We're gonna read this here, chat. And I could be wrong. And I know that I'm pretty sure somebody said that they were born Muslim. So if I'm wrong, you can correct me on this. But it is my understanding that Judaism and Islam basically split off here. That is what I learned when I was young, and I could be wrong. And it is more towards the end, I believe. Yes. Yes. Politicians are not humans, they are animals spawned from the bits of the earth. P4, I have no idea what's wrong with autocorrect for you. That's really weird. Okay, so we're gonna start at verse 24 here. This is the this is kind of like the story of Jacob and Esau. Yes, among other. Yeah, but this is like the beginning here. And when her days were to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called him Esau. And after that, his brother came out, and his hand took a hold of Esau's heel, and his name was to be called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bore them. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. That's like quite a dig. Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob sawed porridge, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, "Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red porridge, for I am faint, therefore..." Wait, does it say pottage? No, this was porridge. I don't know why it says pottage here. That is a change that they have made. That is really annoying. For I am faint, therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, "Sell me this day thy birthright." And Esau said, "Behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me?" Jacob said, "Swear to me this day." And he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright to Jacob. Then Jacob gave Esau bread and porridge of lentils, and he did eat and drink, and rose up and went his way. Thus Esau despised his birthright. And that is these two are basically the beginning, because Jacob, again, son of Abraham, one of the sons of Abraham, ends up becoming like that, and this ends up becoming the lineage of the Jews. The Jews can mark themselves as coming from Abraham. And same with people of Islam. That's not the base? What do you mean that's not the base? Ishmael? Okay. But like, Abraham is kind of where it starts. Unless I'm completely wrong here, but I was pretty damn sure that like, this was the beginning of both tribes, or both major peoples. I could look it up if you're saying I'm wrong. I could. Abraham is the root. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Abraham had two sons. One created the Jews, one created the people of Islam, and that's how it worked. Isaac and Ishmael were half brothers. Rivalry between Isaac and Ishmael in Genesis 21. Isn't Jacob the root? I thought so. It's been a while. Don't get mad at me. It's been a while since I've studied this, and I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But one son Joseph, the other son Judah, who sold him to slave. No, that's the wrong one. Ishmael is the base of Muslims, the first son of Abraham, whom he had outside of marriage. Okay, well, there you go. I think it's Isaac and Ishmael. Okay. Well, maybe... Hold on. Why... Oh... Where's Isaac coming then? Because, like, Jacob is named Jacob. Where does Isaac come from? I give up trying to explain this. I'm confused. I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna give up because I don't want to get it wrong. Genesis 21. Okay. Okay. I'll look at this here. And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be the heir with my son, even with Isaac. And this very thing was grievous unto Abraham's sight because of his son. And God said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad and because of thy bondwoman. And in all that Sarah had said unto thee, hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called. And also the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water and gave it to Hagar, putting it on her shoulder and the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered into the wilderness of Beersheba. And the water was spent in the bottle, and she cast the child under one of the shrubs. And she went and sat down over against him a good way off, as it were a blow shot. For she said, let me not see the death of the child. She sat against him and lifted up her voice and wept. God heard the voice of the lad, and the angel of God called to Hagar out from heaven and said unto her, what aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for God hath heard the voice of the lad where he is. And God opened her eyes and saw a well of water, and she went and filled the bottle of water and gave it to the lad drink. And God was with the lad, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness and became an archer. And he dwelt in the wilderness of Paran, and his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt. There you go. So basically, Abraham's wife was like, what was it? Hold on, I want to make sure I get this name right. Bondwoman. Bondwoman. Let me make sure I get this right. I don't want to just... A female servant or slave. Okay, so according to the Bible, this bondwoman, which I guess could be considered a slave or servant. Servant or slave. Servant sounds nicer, so we're gonna say servant. So Abraham's wife was like, send them away. And he was like, well, that sucks. I don't really want to do that. And God is like, don't worry. We'll take care of them. It's like, all right. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to like mock multiple religions here. It's just kind of like what I imagine went on. And so God was just like, go ahead and send them off and we'll take care of them. And so because of that, Isaac again became the father of the Jews, and Ishmael became the father of Islam. So there you go. Because of one woman's like anger. You have to wonder, and I know that like, and I don't really believe in like predestiny or predestined fate, but I have to wonder, you know, if she didn't do that and they didn't send Ishmael and his mother away, just like, you know, what could have happened, you know? Things could have been so different. Sarah had a woman moment. No idea. See, that's the thing, is you just don't know. Like, with how history works, you know, you can look at this and say, are you the reason why people are, like, you know, grouped up the way they are today? You know, would certain religions not exist if certain things didn't happen? You may never know. You may never know. I don't know. I don't know. Very complicated and non-politically correct from a person such as mine, and raised in many places. Yeah. I think that if that didn't happen, we probably wouldn't have Islam as a faith. Everybody would probably just all be Jews. Probably. That's just my observation of the topic. Not really a, you know, a thing of great importance. That's just what I observe. So, sorry, I'm looking for the next one. Doubt it. There would be a split, but a different name and book? Possibly. I feel like, I really feel like it depends. Esau is the father of the Edomites, so there would be a split after Isaac anyways. I mean, fair. New Republic of Jew. It does make you think, though, doesn't it? Just like what could have been if you know, if things were different. Anyway. Do you guys want to talk about something really fucking crazy that my mom told me about recently? Do you guys want to, like, here? This is gonna be in Genesis chat. We would still harm each other for anything? Very true. Catholics and Jews would still be fighting in the Middle East? Probably. If we're going to do speculation, how different would history be if Adam wasn't a simp? We're gonna talk about that right now. In my personal opinion, and this is something that Mormons like to talk about a lot, but if Adam didn't transgress, we wouldn't exist. And this is one of those things where a lot of people will probably argue with the Mormon church about. I do kind of believe that this is the case because, like, when Adam and Eve were put in the garden, they were basically put there with, like, the minds of children, basically. They were not learned. Let me see if I can find, here it is. And now let me explain, because it probably doesn't make a lot of sense to people. The idea that eating of the fruit, like, kicked them out, I believe it was more than that, but, like, the way that the fruit worked here, and the serpent, by the way, I want to, like, talk about the serpent here. The serpent, okay, chat. I want to know what your opinion. Who is the serpent? Who is the serpent in the Bible? Who is that supposed to be? Who is the serpent supposed to be? Just think about that for a moment. My mom gave me this weird theory. Well, she didn't give it to me. She sent me somebody that gave me a weird theory. And it's interesting. And I don't know how much I believe of it. But anyway, the serpent says, "You shall not surely die, for God doth know that in the day you eat, your eyes shall be opened, you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil." So the serpent is saying that, like, the serpent is saying that by eating of the fruit, they would know good and evil, which implies that they really didn't know how to make choices before. Because, like, when you make a choice, you kind of have to weigh a lot of little different things in your head. And they probably did make, like, some form of choices before. But, like, I don't think that they could really choose, because if they didn't know good and evil before eating of the fruit, I don't think that they would have been able to accurately or correctly make choices. So the Mormon Church believes that because of that, that they could not be truly human. And because they aren't truly human, Mormons believe that they could not bear children. And because they couldn't bear children, they would be the only ones there. So so a lot of people don't think about this, but, like, if they didn't eat of the fruit, a lot of people, or some people, believe that nothing would happen. So I don't know how true that is. I definitely could believe it, because, like, in the end, eternal life, which is what he was promised, is honestly, in my opinion, on Earth, living as a human, a pretty shitty thing. I wouldn't want to live on Earth forever. I thought it was partake and be closer to God. It might have been in another version of the Bible. This is the King James version I'm reading. This is the King James version. I don't know. It could be different in another version. These are nice udon noodles. I say it was an archangel. Now, again, this isn't my mom's thought. She just sent me something to listen to. So don't get mad at me, alright? Don't get mad at her either. I don't think she really believes this. I think she's just studying a lot. Because when you lose your religion, you tend to not know what's real anymore. But there is a guy out there. Your hair's looking succulent, thank you. There is a guy out there that believes that the God of the Old Testament is not the God that we know. Some people believe that the serpent wasn't actually Satan, and that the God of the Old Testament is actually Satan. Now, I can definitely see a few of the arguments there. I personally don't believe it. I personally don't understand. But some people believe that the God of the Old Testament is not God and is in fact Satan. I don't know how to go with that. I don't know, like, how to, like, go through that. Like, the things I've heard that, like, people argue about is, like, the God of the Old Testament, like, threw a whole lot of, excuse me. Just wasn't godly, I guess, is the easiest way to say it. Blasphemy? Yeah, it definitely is blasphemy. If you are a Christian, it's definitely blasphemy. Isn't that the OT god is the demiurge? I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. And again, I'm not saying that this is true. This is just something that I've heard people talk about. New Age Satanism? Maybe, I don't know. It's really funny and interesting. Demiurge is the false creator in Gnostic belief? I see. That's what they said to Jesus before they got the Romans to crucify him. That's true. It's a theory, a religious theory. Yeah. Let me see if I can find the article that my mom sent me. Trying to remember. Don't get me started on Lilith. Oh man, that's a can of worms that I'm not willing to open. Oh, can I not search any of my texts? I should have asked her to send me that article again. An evil god then? Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, some of the things that happened in the Old Testament are pretty fucked up, but like... Again, I just don't see it, personally. I really don't see it. I believe it was an archangel? Maybe. Maybe. There's a lot of... See, here's the thing, chat. It's an interesting thing to read. Not really, like, more than just like, oh, this is interesting, you know? I really don't put any stock into it. Personally. But... the idea is literally just that the God of the Old Testament is not God. It was Satan. So, you know, okay. I don't personally get it. Or understand it. I wish I had the article on me so that I could study it again. You know, I'm gonna text my mom and ask her. Let's see if she messages me back. One must understand that there are many lowercase gods and 3 branches of the Abrahamic religion. However, Christians, Jews, and Muslims are only supposed to worship the one. Yep. Christians are very peaceful and get beaten down and mocked so much that they get less followers each generation, and with none left, it may be forgotten. It's possible. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Because here's the thing. There is definitely a tide changing with a lot of things. I think a lot of people are becoming more conservative and worried about things. I don't know. I'm not really one of those ones to... I mean, like, I used to really care about, especially when I was a missionary, saving other people. But I don't... It's one of those things where I really can't... I can, like, do my, I can do my best to, like, help other people come to God for them. But, like, it's not my job to really save people. If that makes sense. So, you know, I'll always preach the word of God. I'll always say, oh, I'm a Christian and I believe in this. And I won't swear. I won't say take the Lord's name in vain, but... beyond that, I'm not being a missionary anymore. Not anymore. I don't care who people worship, what they preach, what they do. Don't shove it down my throat. Exactly. Exactly. My major issues comes when people are like saying, you must worship what I worship. You must do what I do. That's not how that works. I see that you guys are going on about Lilith. I know nothing about her. The only thing I know about the word Lilith is that a whole bunch of trans people call themselves Lilith, and it's just like... I don't know how I feel about that. Can't call a biological woman Lilith now. Everybody's gonna make fun of her. Lilith is the boogeyman for Jews? Yes. But she's not in the Bible. At the very least, she's not really, like, there. So there's not much we can really say about that. Oh, my mom may have given me a lead. Oh, that is a 2-hour-long video. I am not reading that. Okay, she sent me the information. If you guys are absolutely interested, if you want to, like, listen to this craziness that I listened to, and ultimately I decided I just didn't really care. Alright? We're not gonna play any of this because, like, I just don't want to. It's called Two Gardens and a Snake. It's like a 2-hour documentary, or like a podcast, where this Israel Anderson guy talks about how God was not God in the Garden of Eden. And get rid of that? Yes, I can. Here's some questions that... Oh, he has... Is that like a donate? Is it a donate thing? And I mean, like, here's the thing. Everybody needs money. So, like, I'm not really gonna, like, dig you for that. It is called Two Gardens and a Snake. So... Oh, hold on. Pako's messaging me. Not about this, but just about something else. Anyway, so this is what he says. Read the book, The 12th Planet. I'm not gonna, like, I'm not reading another book. It has to come from the Bible, in my opinion. Reading the Bible, Job 1 and 2 and 28. Genesis 1 through 3. Psalms 82. John, with these 5 questions in mind, what did Jesus say about himself? His father, where he came from, where did he come to do, and what soon will happen? Read seeking the answer to this question: who is Jesus? And the Nukai pantheon of gods. So, again, I personally don't really like believe in it or anything. It's just like, it's a funny extra thing, you know. This is Luciferianism or a Prometheus cult. I have no idea what it is. You know what I think? I think it doesn't matter. I'm gonna tell you right now. I believe that structure is important. You know, you should have a relationship with God, a relationship with Jesus. But like, as long as you're being a good person, I don't really feel like that matters right there. Personally. Like, if you want my opinion, I really don't believe any religion. None of them. I believe that you're supposed to be right with God and be a good person. And if you can do those things, then you'll probably be fine. So, it's a basic moral inversion, reading Paradise Lost and thinking Lucifer is a rebellious hero, bringing the light and freedom to a man. Maybe. I just hope hell exists because some people deserve it. Well, that's not up to you, personally. But here is what I will say. I don't believe in hell in the way that a lot of people do. Like, when I say hell, you think about that, the different scenes from different TV shows, or like The Simpsons, where hell is like fire and brimstone and like everything is destructive and horrible. But like, that's not hell to everybody else. You know what I mean? Like, hell is whatever your hell is. And I've always believed, like, when I was Mormon, I still believed that. Like, what is your hell? What, like, is your biggest personal hell? You know? Like, what is nails on a chalkboard? No, I'm legitimately, think about it. What is eternal damnation feel for you? All hell needs to be a place separate from God. I do believe that's part of it. I do believe it is part of it, yeah. I do agree. You know, the Mormon Church believed in 3 different tiers of heaven. Some of you probably knew that. But Mormons believe in 3 tiers of heaven. Didn't come from the Bible or the Book of Mormon. It came from Joseph Smith's brain. Or it was revelation. But in heaven, for the Mormons, they believe that if you can get to the highest tier, and I'm not quite sure where I land on this now. I still want to believe it, but they believe if you can get into the highest form of heaven, you can become like God. Which is an interesting thing to think of. Where you can become like him and do like him. S tier heaven. Blasphemy. I don't know. Like, I think the thing that like always got me is just like, we are made in his image. And so I've always thought, why can't we be like him? I don't know. Why would anyone want to be like God? I don't know. Do what he does, basically. You know? I mean, here's the thing. If you think about it, we are, in our own rights, kind of like God already. We create with our own hands and with our partners. We create things with other people. And God is somebody that created a whole bunch of people for this planet and whatever other planets exist outside of there. Because I don't believe that God just made this one planet. I believe that he made multiple planets for multiple people. I also believe that if there's aliens, they're just like us. And as an ex-Mormon, I will be sent to hell, then the... That's interesting. Would make more sense that you become like an angel intern on the highest tier. Anything else will be blasphemy. I don't know. Again, it's one of those things where it doesn't matter right now. Like, I think about it in the grand scheme of things, and in thinking that if you're like the goodest of good people, like there's requirements to it, chat. You have to get married. It has to be straight marriage, by the way. Sorry, if you're gay, unfortunately, it doesn't work out. I apologize. That's not my rules, that's Mormon's rules. You have to get married. You can't just get married, though. You have to get married in the temple. One of their temples. You have to live a good life. You have to obey, obviously, the commandments to the best of your abilities. Continuously repent. You know, all that good stuff. And you have to help other people. I remember like 5 or so steps or whatever. But basically, if you were the goodest of good boys or girls your entire life and then you died, then after final judgment you get to go to this kingdom. And again, I don't know how much stock of truth that is. My personal opinion is I like to create things, so if I die and can make my own worlds and my own things, you know, I've got a lot of stories I can do it with. My mom is like, I don't know, like, what, I'm not gonna say what she believes, because it's not your place to know, chat. That Romney's gonna have a tough time. I'm a pagan, so I can argue semantics with the logistics of God's plan, and I know you cannot save me, and then your eyes I'm damned. I don't believe that. See, people like, stupid people, in my opinion, will say that, oh, if you don't belong in my faith, you're damned or some shit. And I don't believe that. You know? Like in the Mormon faith, they never said, oh no, you're not eternally damned. You just won't get into heaven, the place that we all want to go. Although, I don't know why my camera's freezing here. They did also believe that if you died on this planet and you didn't get the proper chance to accept Jesus, they believe that you'll have that chance in the next life. So they're like, oh, if you just didn't get the opportunity now, you're gonna get it. It's like one of those things where, if that's the case, why are we preaching now? We should not, like, force people to make a choice on Earth when they're stubborn and stupid. Don't like when people say that stuff? Me neither. Man. Me neither. I don't like those kinds of people. Because to be honest with you, that's not what brings Christ in. Christ is not where there is contention, and I believe that does nothing but bring contention to people. You know? So. One of the core tenets of things I believe is I do believe Christ came to forgive our sins. Not just the Jews, but all of them. I believe that whatever happens in the next life, things will work out. You know? I will say, the one thing I do believe that the Mormons always said is that, like, however deformed you are in this life, how broken you are in this life, it'll be fixed in the next life. So, that means I won't have autism when I go to heaven, chat. When I get to heaven, my autism will be cured. Your ADHD will be cured. Your broken bones will be cured. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to have a perfect body. Not so ready that I would just do it right now, obviously. That's not a unique Mormon thing. Well, I know that Mormons, like, really harp on it a lot. I like my autism. My mom gave me that. Will my 18+ material addiction be cured? I don't know. That was one thing in the Mormon church that they always talked about, where if you have addictions in this life, you'll carry them to the next life. So I don't know, that's a good question. It's like being imagine being addicted to alcohol in heaven, and there's no alcohol. But will they have the magical Mormon underwear in heaven, earth too? Oh gosh. See, chat, I used to have the magical underwear. It's kind of agreed you'll be too busy in heaven to be horny. We'll see. We will see. We will see, we will see. You know what's crazy, though? We'll get back to reading some Bible stories here in a moment. I apologize for not reading a lot of them. Magical Mormon underwear, explain it now. Oh, do you want me to explain? I can look up a video. I don't exactly have to explain it. Oh gosh, these are all very cringy videos trying to explain it. I'm not gonna play any of these. These all look cringy. They're either by a bunch of anti-Mormons that are just trying to trash on it. And then they're by a bunch of cringy Mormons just trying to explain it. And they're all wino moms. The easiest way to explain it. Ask Copilot. Okay, hold on. Oh, perfect. This gives me exactly everything that I need. Oh, hell yeah. Here we go, chat. Here we go. I don't have to do anything. I can just read this. Mormon undergarments, officially known as temple garments, are garments of the holy priesthood or sacred clothing worn by adult members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints after they participate in a temple endowment ceremony. These garments serve several purposes. Reminder of covenants. They remind wearers of the sacred promises made during temple ceremonies. Protection, they believe to provide spiritual protection against temptation and evil. And a symbol of modesty. They symbolize modesty in dress and behavior. Temple garments are typically white and consist of two pieces. A top similar to a t-shirt and a bottom similar to shorts. They are adorned with sacred symbols that hold significant meaning for the wearers. Let me see if I can find a good picture. Wow, that is great. Okay, Wow, that's a lot of revealing pictures, Microsoft Bing. This works. No, it doesn't. There we go. This is basically it. This is your magical underwear. Heavenly onesie. Now, these are... Well, they do have one pieces, but people say that they suck ass. I wouldn't know. But this is it. I was close to protection from becoming a crotch goblin. Very modest. Yes. Very modest indeed. Very, very modest. By the way, this is not supposed to replace a bra for women. I believe that you're supposed to wear a bra underneath this. Which is always, like, a question I have. It's like... Because, like, you believe that you're supposed to wear these over your bare body in order to keep you safe. So my whole thought process was, well, for women that need bras... By the way, you can tell that these are that real people are wearing these, and they just photoshopped out the faces here. And you can tell because they cut out the back here. If they didn't cut out the backs of these would not be. These are being worn like by people that had their faces cut out. But like ordained bra blessed with holy water. We didn't have a holy. Well, did we? It's been like 3 years. No. Oh my gosh, it's been almost 5 years since I've been to a temple. Holy cow. Wow. It's been that long. But what am I saying here? I don't remember what I'm saying. All you need to know is that this is the magical underwear. Oh, excuse me. There's obviously like more stuff that people wear. Like, there's the garments inside the temple. Which are based off of Old Testament garments, which I can show you a picture of. Like, inside, this isn't necessarily a secret. Like, you can see pictures of this. You look it up. but this is like a good symbolism of what people would wear in the temple. It was very interesting. I have a lot of interesting memories. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really like talking about, like, the temple ones, because even though I don't really believe anymore, I have enough respect where I wouldn't, like, tarnish other people's beliefs like that. Cole, thank you for the 5. I have respect for Mormons for their community focus in a world gone mad. A lot of their rules and garments make me go, why? No, yeah, exactly. I agree. Especially when the Koof was happening. And I really don't care about whether you like poking or you don't like poking. I don't care. But when the prophet came out and literally said, you must get poked, basically. That was a problem. That was a problem for me. It probably didn't help that he was a heart surgeon before he became the prophet. But you had people in the church literally saying, just go do it. I think that was the point where my mom stopped believing, honestly. Shouldn't that disqualify him? You know. You know. I think that was the day that I knew that my mom would never go back to church, is when she told me that that's what she saw. Christ, thank you for the 5. Here's some money to explain an earlier comment. FBI and CIA recruit heavily from Mormons because they can pass background checks. Yes, they can. Yeah, you wanna know something funny? Mormons are everywhere. Mormons are everywhere. There's only like 15, 16, 17 million of them. But they're everywhere. No caffeine, but yes, a questionable man-made vax. Again, we're not going to talk about, like, the efficacy of the poke here. Alright? Because YouTube, first. And, it's not my place. I'm not a doctor. All I will say is that it was really concerning to me when I saw that, when I heard that he had said that. It, like, really bothered me. It just bothers me. There are other things, chat. And again, I have enough, like, respect, and I'm not gonna go heavy into a lot of the shit. All I'm gonna say is I'm sure some of you can relate. Some of you can relate when you believed in something when you believe in something for, let's see, I was 10 when I was baptized. Went on my mission when I was 18. I was out for 2 years. 2019. Not gonna reveal my age here, but like over a decade. Over a decade of believing what you believe. living it, preaching it, getting up in the morning so that you can read scriptures with your family. You know, going to the temple, the Mormon temple for the first time, taking your again, your magical underwear for the first time, believing that so much in just what you live. And I don't know, it really bothered me that it only took learning a few things to completely tear the whole thing down. It really did. Losing my religion was the best and worst thing. One of the best and one of the worst things that I've ever had happen to me. Quite literally. Cole, thank you for another 5. I believe until the principal of my academy protected the youth pastor after he slept with half the female students. That's absolutely horrible. That's absolutely horrible. But no, it's just that's absolutely horrible. It's just, how do you reconcile? I've been trying to ask myself, like I don't talk about it a whole lot, but like the last year for me has really sucked spiritual wise. Like spiritually, I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't really know all of where I stand on things, you know? When I like learned a couple of things and I decided that I couldn't believe in Mormon church anymore, I'll be honest with you, I still don't think that's hit me as much as it probably should have. Because like day one, I just cried. And like the first month of my life after that is just like, you know, can you really be a good and by the way, this was back when the podcast was still young. But like, you know, I really did sit there for a while and say to myself, you know, what is really good in this world? I don't know. I just like, for some people it's easy to walk away from something, because I know a lot of humans are just lazy and they are an Easter Christmas Christian. And then there's other people, you know, you have a decade on what you believe. You look people in the face that you're meeting in the streets and say, I know this is true. You pray every single day and you think you're receiving what you need to know. And you believe it in its conviction. And then it gets shattered almost immediately. And you pray to God asking for answers about it, and the only thing you really get back is just like, you're where you need to be. You know, like, I prayed because I believe that we as individuals can receive personal revelation from God Some people don't believe that. I believe that if you pray to God and you ask the right questions, God will give you answers. It may not be as straight up like a whispering in your ear. I don't believe that it is always that. It could be. For some people it is. For other people, it is literally just a feeling where you feel like you know where God wants you to go. And for over a decade, that's how I felt, that God wanted me right there. But the moment that it shattered is the moment where I felt like God was saying, and now your work is elsewhere. I just, excuse me. I'm having a lot of gas release. It's helping with the pain. I really just don't know how I'm supposed to... Like, for the first month after all that happened, I couldn't cope. I'm sorry for turning this into a struggle. We're supposed to be reading scriptures here. I apologize. But, like, for the first month of my life after that, I couldn't cope. I just couldn't. I still don't think I really do with everything. You know, my mom, I know my mom has it worse. I know my mom has it way worse. Cause I'm a single dude, living where I live, working. But she's been here like twice as long as me. She's got a whole family. My dad, my siblings. There's a lot of shit that her and my dad deal with. And you have to, you have to understand. My mom was also a convert. You know who I feel the worst for? My dad. My dad was born in this. All right? Over a half a decade. Actually, I don't think he's that old. I can't remember his age. Age is just a number and I don't remember. But like over 30 plus years of my dad living that, going to church every single Sunday, serving his own mission, just living and doing. And then he has to cope with that too. Like, I just think that I don't know. Mama, age just not... No, okay, that's not what I meant. Okay. I'm not trying to say his age on camera, is what I'm saying. Kresnik, thank you for the 10. God saved me from the untested generic therapy. Asked it for a sign. On the last possible day I would have needed it for a business tip. They took Janssen off market for blood clots. Well, that's crazy. That is the life we grow closer to God. Those times spiritual struggle are painful. I agree. I think God exists, but I think he's indifferent. No, so here's what I think. God exists. I believe that he is a benevolent force that exists. He does not intervene in our lives because for an all-powerful force to tell you to do something, he is taking away, in my opinion, the one of the biggest reasons why you are here. And that is to learn. What are you here to learn? Well, that's something you got to figure out. But if he's to tell you and push you to places, you're not going to learn. So I understand people get upset when they're like, oh, but God lets all these horrible things happen. Yes, God lets horrible people do horrible things. Do you want to know why? Because he needs to let them learn something too. They have their own age, because like you can make choices. So can they. And I hate it. Especially when it hurts me. But we need to let those people suffer in their own ways. And I hate that. Ugh. I hate that because it don't feel like I feel like it should just be easy to get people to do the right things. But people need to be allowed to make bad choices so that they can learn something, and the people that they hurt can learn something too. What the person needs to learn, that gets hurt, learn, I have absolutely no idea. You know? Man snubs me on the street. What am I supposed to learn? Maybe I need to learn patience. I don't know. Guy was having a horrible day. Maybe I need to not be so quick to judge. I don't know. There was this thing that people would say in the church about learning. And Kresnik, you kind of hit the nail on the head there. We, as a people, need to learn the balance between good and evil. Because there is a good and evil in the world. I do believe that. People like to joke that there isn't. There is a good and evil here, alright? I believe that. We need to learn it. And if we don't have anything to measure with... Oh, fuck. Just like my stomach pain right now, I know that's evil. I know that that's not how I want to feel. So, we have to learn that. That's partially why. There's other reasons too, but... Your body is telling you something is wrong? Yeah, exactly, and I had to learn. Oh, fuck. It's a stupid stupid allegory, but you know what I mean. Oh, man. I took off my headphones. I never take off my headphones. I just like... Oh, man. Oh. Sorry, just give me a moment. It is late. It is late, but I promised 2 to 4 hours, so we'll see. Have I read The Problem of Pain by C.S. Lewis? I have not. If it is a good book, you should send it to me. I'll make it. I'm here for you. Well, I'm here for you guys too. Kirsch collab stream. I'm gonna get a little bit bigger first and then I'll ask. Here. When I pass I won't say when I will ask in the future, okay? Don't bother her about it, though. We see you donate. Yeah, I donate because... Well, okay. I do that because, I want to ask her questions. This is a bit of a deviation. But when the whole dev shit was going down... Oh my gosh, chat. See, if you watched the video series... You might know that I said that I did get to talk to her. I did talk to her about some things. Not on stream. Just like, actually talk to her. But I donated money to ask her questions. But like, obviously it would be cool. I mean, like, there's a lot of people I would like to stream with, chat. Some of them I know will never happen because I'm a drama VTuber. And because I'm a drama VTuber, a lot of people will say no automatically. But there's a lot of people, not just, again, Kirsch is like Kirsha. Every time I call her the wrong thing, there's like 10 times that I'll get called Ocho. Even though there's no H in there. Oh, fuck. Oh, but like, she's not the only one that I want to like collab with. Russell Brand. Yeah, I'd be down for that. That'd be kind of difficult because he was banned off of YouTube, I believe. I don't know if I'm allowed to stream with him. We're kind of getting off topic from fucking Scholar Course. Ah, speaking of course. Side tangent. Let me see if I can find the tweet. There it is. Chat. We don't have one course. We don't have two. We have three. We have the entire Under the Tea show as courses. If you are, by the way, if you don't know, Under the Tea is my podcast that I co-run with LuminousCove and MizuhanaOshibe. But now there's three of us. I made the joke. Let me see if I can find it. Thank God I'm hiding my screen. But I made the Star Wars joke. LumiKorsh isn't a sushi roll. Why not? What? I don't know what you mean there. Oh, why even live? I see. I'd actually like some Lumi collabs. I think her family is Catholic. Are you talking about Lumi from the podcast or Lumi from FaZe? I think Lumi from FaZe and Lumi from LuminousCove would be funny. I think they're both insane. But I stream with Lumi sometimes. Not only do we do the podcast together, but she was on like Monday. Good night. Good night. You have a good night. If you're going to bed, that is. Anyway, that was a bit of a side tangent, but yeah. I don't know. All I have to say is like, there's a lot of people I'd like to collab with. Kirsha is one of them. I would like to get on camera and like have a tab stream. Talk about crazy shit. The FaZe one? Okay. Well, my Lumi, the Lumi from my group. I don't know what she is. She is some form of Christian. I don't know what. Anyway, I would like to collab with Kirsha in the future. I believe that as long as I don't Camelot it up. Oh man, that stalker child that he is. You know, as long as I don't do that, I think that I'd be okay. She was on Urge today or yesterday. Lumi, yes. Lumi was, yes. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Chat. This is supposed to be a Bible study, not talking about other people, but I like Arch. I think it was a little judgmental of him. And I shouldn't have been, honestly. I think he's a good guy. If I were to make a not an armchair. Oh, we like how you talk with chat. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Don't go stupidity or dev. Well, chat. That's gonna be a little bit easier for me. But anyway, I like Arch. If I had to guess, not guess. This is just my observation as a life coach. A lot of people have hurt Arch, pushed him to the wayside, and that sucks. Trust me, I get it. I've lost people like that. And it doesn't feel good. So, like, I don't think he's one of those guys that wants confrontation. I know a lot of people think about him and how he chooses to associate with people, but it's just like, it's not my place. His friends are his friends, whether or not I like or don't like them. You know? I have friends that I absolutely loathe. And guess what? I can still like those other friends. But then also hate the friends I loathe. Good people can and will do bad things. Doesn't have to stop you from liking them. Yes, exactly. I agree. I absolutely agree. And I think Arch overall is a net positive for the culture. You know, I believe that Arch is a net positive, trying to, because like what he does is just like helping to expose the ick. Obviously you got to grift off of that, and I don't really mind that, but like, I don't really mind him. Anyway, I don't want to turn this into a bashing dev stream, chat. All right, that's not what we're doing here. God is not where there is bashing. All right, I'm trying to like stick away from that, because like, even though I have a lot of gripes with dev, even though I have a lot of gripes with dev, I mean, like, you see the 4 videos I made about partially him. Like, you know, I've been told Dev is going through some stuff, so I'm not gonna like, I'm not the kind of person to kick another when they're down, even if they would do the same. You know, back to the book, agree. Good time to go to Song of Solomon? Alright. Does the Mormon Church have the Song of Solomon in here still? They do. I forgot about this. Okay. Chat. Here, let me, I'm not gonna reveal this. Okay. So, in the Mormon Church, when they put together their own version of the King James Bible, they summarized every single chapter here. Every single chapter has a summary in it so that you know what to expect. Like chapter 6 of 1 Samuel, the Philistines are sent back the ark with an offering. Awesome. Great. Cool. They do that with every single chapter in every single book of the Bible and the Book of Mormon. But when it comes to Songs of Solomon, they have one line. One line. For those that don't know. Okay. For those that don't know. Songs of Solomon is a smut. Alright? Songs of Solomon is a pure smut fiction. Alright? That is it. There's not much more you can really say about that. It is one of the oldest ones you can probably look at. Is it everyone gets horny and writes about it sometimes? That's... yeah. And they only had to write one line about it. Now, Songs of Solomon, how long do we have here? I remember it's not very long, but I really don't want to read the entire thing. Chat, do you want me to read I'm not gonna read the entire thing. We're gonna read parts of it. We're gonna read parts of it. Man with 700 concubines and 300 princesses. Excuse me. Alright. I'm gonna go through this here. I could just listen to it. Not gonna do that. Wait, how long is it to listen? Okay, it's a 3-minute listen here. Oh, excuse me. Okay. Anyway. The Song of Songs, which is Solomon's. Oh gosh, if there are clips that come out of this is going to be amazing. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for thy love is better than wine. Because the savor of thy good ointments, thy name is as ointment poured forth, therefore do the virgins love thee. Draw me, we will run after thee. The king hath brought me into his chambers. We will be glad and rejoice in thee. We will remember thy love more than wine. The upright love thee. By the way, really quickly, Mormons have a Sunday school for teenagers that you go to every week. It's called seminary, where you go and learn about the Bible. When you learn about the Old Testament, this book is omitted completely. You do not learn about the Songs of Solomon. All they do is say, oh, it's a poem about love. And then they scroll right over it. You don't learn about it. Okay. I am black. Lovely. Lovely. I am black, but comely, O daughters of Jerusalem, and the tenders of Kedar, and as the curtains of Solomon. Look not upon me because I am black, because the sun hath looked upon me. My mother's children were angry with me. They made me the keeper of vineyards, but mine own vineyard have I not kept. Tell me, O thou whom my soul loveth, where thou feedest, where thou makest thy flock to rest at noon. For why shall I be as one that turneth aside the flocks of thy companion? If thou know not, O thou fairest among women, go thy way forth by the footsteps of the flock, and feed thy kids beside the shepherd's tent. I have compared thee, O my love, to a company of horses in the Pharaoh's chariots. Thy cheeks are comely with rows of jewels, thy neck with chains of gold. We will make thee borders of gold with studs of silver. While the king sitteth at his throne, my spikenard sendeth forth from the smell thereof. What the hell is that? Spikenard. A fragment ointment. Okay, I thought it was his dick. A bundle of mirth is my well-beloved unto me. He shall lie all night betwixt my breasts. My beloved is unto me a cluster of camphor in the vineyards of En-Gedi. Behold, thou art fair, my love. Behold, thou art fair. Thou hast dove eyes. Behold, thou art fair, my beloved. Yea, pleasant also our bed is green. Behold, you are amazing. By the way, our bed is green. The beams of our house are cedar, and our rafters are fir. I am the rose of Sharon, and the lily of the valleys. As the lily among thorns, so is my love among the daughters. As the apple trees among the trees of wood, so is my beloved among the sons. I sat down under his shadow with the green delight, and his fruit was sweet to my taste. Oh, He brought me to the banqueting house, and his banner over me was love. Stay with me with flagons, comfort me with apples, for I am sick of love. His left hand is under my head, his right doth embrace me. I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, by the roses and by the hinds of the fields, that ye stir not up nor awake my love till he please. The voice of my beloved, behold, he cometh leaping upon the mountains, skipping upon the hills. My beloved is like a roe or a young hart, behold, he standeth behind our wall. He looketh forth at the windows, shewing himself through the lattice. My beloved spake and said unto me, Rise up, my love, my fair one, and cometh away. For lo, the winter is past, and the rain is over and gone. The flowers appear on the earth, and the time of singing of the birds is come, and the voice of the turtle is heard in our land. The fig tree putteth forth her green figs, and the vines with the tender grape have a good smell. Arise, my love, my fair one, and come away. O my love, that art in the clefts of the rock, in the secret places of the stairs, let me see thy countenance, let me hear thy voice, for sweet is thy voice, and thy countenance is comely. Take us the foxes, the little foxes, that spoil the vines, for our vines have tender grapes. My beloved is mine, and I am his. He feedeth among the lilies. Until the daybreak, and until the shadows flee away, turn, my beloved, be thou like a roe, or a young hart upon the mountains of Bether. By night on my bed, I sought him whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but I found him not. I will rise now and go about the city streets, and in the broad ways I will see whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but found him not. Then the watchmen that go about the city found me, to whom I said, Saw ye him whom my soul loveth? It was but a little that I passed from them, but I found him whom my soul loveth. I held him and would not let him go, until I had brought him into my mother's house, oh, mother-in-law, and into the chamber of her that conceived me. Oh my gosh. Hey baby, you want to have sex on the bed where your mom conceived you? I get all the wordplay. I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, by the roes and by the hinds of the field, that ye stir not up, nor awake my love till he please. Who is this that cometh out of the wilderness, like pillars of smoke, perfumed with myrrh and frankincense, with all powders of the merchant? Behold his bed, which is Solomon's. 80 valiant men are about it. That's a big bed. Of the valiant of Israel. They all hold swords, being expert in war. Every man hath his sword upon his thigh, because of the fear of the night. King Solomon made himself a chariot of the wood of Lebanon. He made the pillars thereof of silver, the bottom thereof of gold, and covering of purple, the midst thereof being paved with love for the daughters of Jerusalem. Go forth, O daughters of Zion, and behold King Solomon, with the crown wherewith his mother crowned him in the day of his espousal, in the day of the gladness of his heart. This is a long one. I just love this again. A song describes the beauty of the poet's beloved. Behold, thou art fair, my love. Behold, thou art fair. Thou hast dove eyes within thy locks. Thy hair is a flock of goats. That appear from the mouth of Gilead. Thy teeth are like a flock of sheep that are even shorn, which came up from the washing thereof. Every one bears twins, and none is barren among them. Thy lips are like the thread of scarlet, and thy speech is comely. Thy temples are like a piece of pomegranate within thy locks. Oh, they're going through the whole body. Thy neck is like the Tower of David, built for an armory. That's probably a pretty big compliment, not gonna lie. Whereon there hang 1,000 bucklers and the shields of mighty men. That thy two breasts are like two young roes that are twins, which feed among the lilies. Until the daybreak and the shadows flee away, I will get me to the mountain of myrrh, and to the hill of frankincense. Thou art all fair, my love, there is no spot in thee. Come with me, Lebanon, my spouse, with me from Lebanon. From Lebanon. Look from the top of Mana, from the top of Shenir and Hermon, from the lion's dens, from the mountains of the leopards. Thou hast ravished my heart, my sister, my spouse. Thou hast ravished my heart with one of thine eyes, with one chain of thy neck. How fair is thy love, my sister, my spouse. How much better is thy love than wine, and the smell of thine ointments better than all the spices. Thy lips, O my spouse, drop as the honeycomb. Honey and milk are under thy tongue, and the smell of thy garments is like the smell of Lebanon. Does anybody know what Lebanon smells like these days? A garden enclosed is my sister, my spouse, a spring shut up, a fountain sealed. Oh, I'm such a horrible person laughing at this. Thy plants are an orchard of pomegranates with pleasant fruits, camphor and spikenard. Spikenard and saffron, calamus and cinnamon with all of the trees of frankincense, myrrh and aloes with the chief spices. A fountain of gardens, well-living waters and streams from Lebanon. Awake, O north wind, and come thou south. Blow upon my garden, that the spices thereof may flow out. That my beloved come into his garden and eat his pleasant fruits. How many chapters are there? 8. I had to look up Lebanon spelled in Hebrew. It's almost like 80,085. What? Oh. I hate it. Bravo, Cole. You did it. It's almost like boobs. Oh, man. See, that didn't work because I'm fucking oblivious. Oh, what is your opinion on the non-canonical apocryphal books? I'd have to read them first. I need to write this down. Pretty good pickup lines. Yeah, just tell your woman that her neck is as beautiful as David's tower. You'll get her wet in moments, I'm telling ya. Let him cook? Yeah. I am come into my garden, my sister, my spouse. I have gathered my myrrh with my spice. I have eaten my honeycomb with my honey. I have drunk my wine with my milk. Eat, O friends, drink ye. Drink abundantly, O beloved. I sleep, but my heart waketh. It is the voice of my beloved that knocketh, saying, Open to me, my sister, my love, my dove, my undefiled. For my head is filled with dew, and my locks with the drops of the night. I have put off my coat. How shall I put it on? I have washed my feet. How shall I defile them? My beloved put in his hand by the hole of the door. My bowels were moved for him. I rose up to open to my beloved, and my hands dropped with myrrh. My fingers with sweet-smelling myrrh upon the handles of the lock. I opened to my beloved. My beloved had withdrawn himself, and was gone. My soul failed when he spake. I sought him, but I could not find him. I called him, but he gave me no answer. Excuse me. The watchmen then went about the city and found me. They smote me. They wounded me. The keepers of the walls took away my veil from me. I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, if ye find my beloved, that ye shall tell him that I am sick of love. What is thy beloved more than another beloved, O thou fairest among women? What is thy beloved more than another beloved, that thou doest charge us? My beloved is white and ruddy, the chiefest among the 10,000. His head is as the most fine gold. His locks are bushy and black as a raven. His eyes are as the eyes of doves by the river of the waters, washed with milk and fitly set. His cheeks are beds of spices as sweet flowers. His hips are like lilies dropping sweet-smelling myrrh. His hands are as gold rings set with the beryl. His belly is as bright and ivory overlaid with sapphires. His legs are pillars of marble set upon sockets of fine gold. His countenance is as Lebanon, excellent as the cedars. His mouth is most sweet. Yea, he is altogether lovely. This is my beloved, and this is my friend, O daughters of Jerusalem. Song of Love continues. Whither is thy beloved gone, O fairest among women? Whither is thy beloved turned aside, that we may seek him with thee? My beloved is gone down into his garden, to the beds of spices, to feed the gardens, and to gather the lilies. I am my beloved's, and my beloved is mine. He feedeth among the lilies. Thou art beautiful, O my love, as Tisra, comely as Jerusalem, terrible as an army with banners. Turn away thine eyes from me, for they have overcome me. Thy hair is a flock of goats that appear. There's a lot of goats here. That appear from Gilead. Thy teeth are as a flock of sheep which go up from the washing. Where whereof everyone beareth twins, and there is not one barren among them. As a piece of pomegranate are thy temples within the locks. There are 80 queens and 80 concubines and virgins without number. My dove, my undefiled, is but one, but she is the only one of her mother. She is the choicest one that bare her. The daughters saw her and blessed her, yea, the queens and the concubines, and they praised her. Who is she that looketh forth as the morning, fair as the moon, clear as the sun, and terrible as many as an army with banners? I went down into the garden of nuts to see the fruits and valleys, and see whether the vine flourished and the pomegranates budded. Is that a euphemism? I feel like it could be. Or even ever I was aware, my soul made me like the chariots of Aminadab. Return, return, O Shulamite, return, return, that we may look upon thee. What will ye see in Shulamite, as it were the company of 2 armies? We're almost done, chat. We've got one more chapter after this. Oh yeah. We'll continue here. How beautiful are thy feet with shoes, O prince's daughter. The joints of thy thighs are like jewels, the work of the hands of cunning workmen. Thy navel is like a round goblet, which wanteth not liquor. Thy belly is like a heap of wheat set apart with lilies. This must be, again, great compliments here, because I don't get them. Thy 2 breasts are like 2 young roes that are twins. It's a good one. Thy neck is a tower of ivory, thine eyes like the fish pools of Heshbon by the gate of Bath Rabbim. Thy nose is the tower of Lebanon, which looketh towards Damascus. Okay, I could see that as an insult, honestly. Thine head upon thee is like a camel. And the hair of thine head is purple. Like purple, the king is held in galleys. How fair and how pleasant art thou, O love, for delights. Thy stature is like to a palm tree, and thy breasts to a cluster of grapes. I said, I will go up to the palm tree, I will take hold of the boughs thereof. Now also thy breasts shall be as clusters of the vine, and the smell of thy nose like apples. And the roof of thy mouth like the best wine for my beloved, that goeth down sweetly, causing the lips of those that are asleep to speak. We're getting to the good stuff now, chat. I am my beloved's, and his desire is towards me. Come, my beloved, let us go forth into the field. Let us lodge in the villages. Let us get up early to the vineyards. Let us see if the vine flourish, whether the tender grape appear, and the pomegranate bud forth. There I will give thee my loves. The mandrakes give a smell, and at our gates are all manners of pleasant fruits, new and old, which I have laid up for thee, O my beloved. Oh, that thou wert as my brother that sucked the breasts of my mother. When I should find thee without, I would kiss thee. I should not be despised. I would lead thee, bring thee into my mother's house, who would instruct me. I would cause thee to drink of spiced wine of the juice of my pomegranate. Again, is that a euphemism for something, sir? His left hand should be under my head, and his right should embrace me. I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, that ye stir not up, nor wake my love until he please. Who is that cometh up from the wilderness, leaning upon her beloved? I shall raise thee up under the apple of the tree. There thy mother brought thee forth, there she brought thee forth that bare thee. Set me a seal upon thine heart, as a seal upon thine arm. For love is strong as death, the jealousy is cruel as the grave. The coals thereof are coals of fire, which hath most vehement flame. Many waters cannot quench love, neither can the floods drown it. If a man would give all the substance of his house for love, it would utterly be condemned. We have a little sister, and she hath no breasts. I forgot about this. We have a little sister, and she hath no breasts. What shall we do for our sister in the day when she shall be spoken of? If she be a wall, we will build upon her a palace of silver, and if she be a door, we will enclose her with boards of cedar. I am a wall, my breasts are like towers. Then was I in his eyes as one that found favor. Solomon had a vineyard at Baal Haman. He let out the vineyard unto keepers. Every one for the fruit thereof was to bring 1,000 pieces of silver. My vineyard, which is mine, is before me. Thou, O Solomon, must have 1,000, and those that keep the fruit thereof 2,000. Thou that dwellest in the gardens, the companions hearken to thy voice, cause me to hear it. Make haste, my beloved, and be thou like a roe or to a young hart upon the mountains of spices. Oh my gosh. I forgot how horny that was. Thanks for reading. Oh, we're not done yet. That's just Songs of Solomon, man. After that comes Isaiah, one of the hardest books to read in the entire Bible. Well, chat, I do have to ask, are my breasts like towers? And am I a wall? Oh. Not the Israelites? When are you narrating a whole audio Bible? That's... Do people really want me to do that? They're like Bastilles, strong in pairs. That was nice. You're the whole bastion. Thank you. Oh goodness. Here's the thing, chat. I would definitely read more parts of the Bible, like in its completeness. But I'm not doing that for free. Like, if you want me to read specific chapters, like, we'll probably do Bible study again. But, like, if you want me to read the entire Bible front to back, I'm probably gonna have to, like... We're probably gonna have to do, like, goals for me to read a certain amount of chapters. Look up Joshua Graham, reads the Bible for your Mormon VA. I think I know. Who is Joshua Graham? Isn't he a Mormon? I feel like I've heard that name. Before we go to bed, though. Before we go to bed, though. We are, I got one more couple of scriptures for ya. I got a couple more scriptures for you. This is in 2 Kings 2. 2 Kings 2. This is about Elijah, a new prophet, who had recently come back from losing a buddy of his that was the last prophet. We're gonna read this. Some of you might know what I'm about to read. Some of you. We're going to start verse 23. And he went up thence unto Bethel, and as he was going by the way, there came forth little children out of the city, and mocked him, and said unto him, Go thou up, bald head, go up, thou bald head. And he turned back and looked upon them, and cursed them in the name of the Lord. And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood, and tear 42 children of them. And he went from thence to Mount Carmel, and from thence he returned to Samaria. So if you're curious, chat, what was his name again? Elijah. Elijah, who was bald and just lost his friend, was coming down from the mountain, probably a little depressed that his buddy just died. As all of you would probably be. And a bunch of children started mocking him. And you know, a common response. A bunch of random kids are making fun of you. You just curse them. Curse them in the name of the Lord. and 2 fucking female bears come out. Two female bears, 2 she bears even. And they mauled 42 children to death. So, you know, just like, God literally said, F them kids, yeah. That's why you don't mess with the prophets chosen, chat. This is why you don't mess with the prophets chosen. The big problem of today, though, is figuring out who is considered the God's chosen. You know? So, with that out of the way, with that in mind, I apologize for not reading as many Bible stories as I could tonight. We'll probably do this again if people want it. That escalated quickly? I mean, that really got a hand quick? Yes. It did. Ugh. Damn, nobody's streaming tonight. Okay. We could do this again. It's up to you guys if you really want to see me read more Bible stories. And again, I apologize for my stomach. Maybe next time we'll read some from the Book of Mormon. There's no real funny stories like that, but... yeah. I came in late, but I appreciate it, of course. And the stream will be up. Next month it will go up for everybody to just watch. Everybody that didn't pay. And more? Okay. I will put up a poll for my member streams next month. We'll see. We will see what we're gonna do. By the way, by the time this is public, the change will probably be finalized, but me and Pako are talking about changes for the memberships. I may just get rid of the $5 tier. Well, we're not gonna do that. I forgot the price isn't basic $1.99. No, basic is $1. If you just want $1 for emotes, go ahead. If you do 5, you deeply help me still, but... Comment got filtered? Probably. YouTube is just being... YouTube's being YouTube. Sorry, I'm like blasted tired now. Closing prayer? I don't pray on stream. I'm sorry, that's like weird for me. You guys can pray to yourselves if you really want to. Alright? But I'm not gonna do that. I'll be back tomorrow night. We're gonna talk about Taiga finally. Everybody's been asking me about it. And I've been waiting to talk about it. Wait till the right time. And I think now's the right time. Judges 19. Okay, fair enough. So come back tomorrow. We're gonna talk about Taiga. Woo. Pray for me. Pray for me, chat. Oh man. It is I'm gonna be tired tomorrow. Not tired because I didn't get enough sleep. But I'm just gonna be tired because it's Monday. Oh my goodness. Alright, chat, good night. You guys have a good one. Peace and love. Peace and love. Alright, good night.